do you have optimism that they are going to be able to find this vessel?
No.
That's a hard answer to hear.
He's just being accurate, though. It's just like, if you look at this, like, I know nothing about this. Most people don't. I think all of us have had to learn so much about deep sea exploration in the past couple days as a result of how popular the story is. But once you start, like, you know, getting in the info, getting the facts in, you know, everything starts coming in fast and furious. Like, this is so wild that they decided to do this. Why anyone would agree to this. And I'm actually astonished that it took this long for a disaster to happen.
Roxanne, it sounds like we may be getting an update right now. Our producers advise us that the Coast Guard says that they have found a debris field at this point.
In the area where they were
searching. So, of course, we're going to continue to bring all the very latest to our viewers on that. In the meantime,
Okay, there has been so many weird, like, reports. Have you seen the clips where, like, news reporters are genuinely beside themselves? Like, they're talking to experts, right? People who, like, have a lot of expertise, let's say, in nautical travel. Those who understand the ocean, say, seamen. Yeah, speaking to seamen. And when they're speaking to salty seamen, all of a sudden, they'll be like, so what do you think? In your honest assessment, is there a chance that they will make it? And then it cuts to the person who's like, no. The reporters are beside themselves. Like, well, it's very hard to hear, but we thank you. All right, back to you, Ken. And you're like, okay, I understand. It is a horrifying, absolutely horrifying. So horrifying that, like I said, you couldn't pay me money to do this shit. Okay, I would not only would I not pay $1 to do this, you could not pay me money to do what they did. But I understand the very idea of it is it's nightmare fuel. You know, like, this is the shit out of Saw. Go into a small cylinder tube, go down depth into the ocean in which, like, very little life can exist outside of things that are used to extreme pressure. It'll be below freezing. No, it's like 0 degrees once you get to the bottom. There's no light. No other ships or vessels can get that low. It's well below the amount that safety can permit. It doesn't have a radio signal. It doesn't have an emitter. It doesn't have any communication device outside of texting back and forth. It has limited oxygen. The power can go out. 4 out of 5 trips don't make it. You need to descend for 2 hours straight in one direction just to make it there. All of that, nightmare fuel. And, like, I think, honestly, and I'm not here to defend the billionaires, but I think maybe it's as close to mercy as you could ask for the idea of the whole thing just fucking crushing. Like, an instant crushing death at a certain depth of pressure sounds way better than 4 days of starving fear and psychological warfare that would be in that small, teeny little, like, that to me, again, is nightmare. Absolute nightmare, you know? Yeah, 4 out of the 5. We were watching a special on it. 4 out of the 5 of those expeditions done by that company do not result in them successfully making it to the Titanic. 1 of the 5 journeys makes it to the Titanic. And there's already been multiple instances of it getting lost for hours. One time it got lost for 5 hours. And apparently the company at that moment, and one of the people who was working there, said that they turned off, like, the Wi-Fi so people couldn't start talking about it outside because they wanted to make sure that the boat got back before anyone knew about that kind of shit, right? It's like, if they actually just got crushed, I would say that is one of the better possible outcomes versus the absolute abhorrent horror of what the world thought has been happening for the past 4 days. Like, there was countdowns, fucking, I saw CNN had this little thing in the fucking corner, this group, like, okay, so picture me, all right, 1 sec, replace, and we're just in the middle of a show, and I'm like, 5 hours remain of life. 4 hours remain of life. And, like, other stories are going, but they have a little countdown just going on, like, right here in the corner, and you're just like, what the fuck is this gruesome shit? Holy fuck. Like, and that's why part of this is captivating to everyone, because obviously it's kind of like that idea. It's like, yeah, it's a race against the clock. It's a race against the clock. Humanity can do this. We've accomplished incredible things. Did you hear about the Apollo 13? We got that shit back. That, like, that, you know, little fucking piece of tin in the sky had a computer powerful as a fucking pocket calculator, but we did it. We used human ingenuity. We radio back and forth, and they preserved their oxygen by doing this, and they switched that off to save their energy so they could do that, and we're able, we humans can do anything. And in this case, it's like, it's one of those, like, Honestly, for like, if you want to say for their sake, for the billionaire fucking, you know, we have more money than sense sake, then ideally, if it were me, I would prefer a quick, instant fucking crush than 4 days of psychological torture at the bottom of the ocean. That, like, of the two of those, that would be the one I choose. In addition to that, holy fuck. All right, so Black Twitter, native Twitter, they were on fire for the past 2 days. They were just like, you know, ripping out all these jokes and stuff like that. And then, oh, the white liberals just piled onto them. Like, I was just watching the whole thing go down, and every single time it would be like, someone would make a joke and they'd be like, oh, and what if that was your family? What if that was your family there, deep below the depth? And people would be like, no, I don't have to imagine that. That would never happen, because they would never do this dumbass shit. They would never fucking spend that. First off, we do not have $250,000 of fucking person to buy a ticket to the fucking Willy Wonka death trap under the sea adventure experience. In addition to that, no, I've got more common sense than this. Everything about this on paper is wrong. No, like, across the board. Like, when people fucking strap me into a roller coaster ride, I want to see that person walk up the second time and double tug on my thing to make sure I'm so strapped in that even though I'm about to go upside down in this thrill ride, I will not fall out, because I don't want to die as part of the adventure. Like, I like the thrill. I love thrills. I like jumping out of planes. I like bungee jumping. I love roller coasters. Doesn't matter how intense they are. I want the more extreme, the better. Like, I just want stuff that, like, you know, makes my brain scramble by the time it's over. But I also want to live through it. I don't want Death Simulator. I want, like, Thrill Simulator, you know, without death. No death necessary. No possibility, you know, no potential. Let alone fucking stacking this shit. Logitech controller is the controller. No emergency signal system. No way of, like, locating that ship outside of if it's inside the texting range. And even then, it's like, you know, well, where are you? In the sea somewhere.
We want to ask you about the company OceanGate. It's faced criticism from marine groups in the past. Tell us about those criticisms, as well as any over.
And by the way, I stated this and I stand by it. It is absolutely disgusting that, of course, the migrant boat just off the Sea of Greece that capsized, that resulted in mass death, over 500 people presumed missing or dead, did not get anywhere near this coverage. And you know what? That may be the only good thing to really come of this story so far. Well, outside of hopefully there'll be more safety regulations put in place and corporations just can't do whatever they want in order to regulate these kind of industries for tourists, even if the tourists happen to be incredibly wealthy. But yeah, is that now a lot of attention is being brought to that, because now a lot of people are like, wow, it is kind of wild how we kind of, you know, value human life based on like a whole bunch of really shitty traits, like whether or not someone is rich and an adventurer. Like, what were the titles? One of them was like French adventurer. I was like, adventurer? What, like, where do you sign up for that? Where's like, is that like a second year course? You know, when you're sorting your life out, like, what do you want to be, an engineer, chemical engineer? I don't know, maybe adventurer, raconteur about towns, something like that. That sounds more my speed. Yeah, I don't know. It's like colonizer without the whole messy imperial shit, but like, you know, I want to just basically go places and expose them to the world for profit. That sounds nice, right?
Oversight that's in place for these types of excursions.
Oh, and another part I do want to add, billionaires are not going to save us. I hope everyone realizes that. They're not spending their money on humanity. They're spending their money on this shit. They're spending their money on fucking Epstein Island, Lolita Express, fucking tickets and voyages and journeys. They're spending their money on Amazon, Jeff Bezos, fucking, do you want to fly to the moon simulator? Well, we'll send you into the stratosphere high enough that you can claim that you were at least in space for a couple seconds or something. Technically, I mean, you won't actually be leaving the Earth's atmosphere, but we'll get you up there. It'll cost a lot of money and expend a fuck ton of energy just for a little thrill ride, but you can have it because you're obscenely wealthy, so have at her. That's where their money goes. Or like just hunting humans for sport, you know? You think I'm joking with that one? Someone on Twitter, if you have it, chats, link me, because I can show it to the rest of the chat just so they know I'm not making this up. Someone straight up was fucking tone policing a whole bunch of people. I think they were tone policing Black Twitter. I'm not 100% on that one, but they were tone policing people for like being like, I don't give a fuck about the lives of billionaires who elected to do this terrible idea, right? Like, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, so like, you know, do you think this is appropriate? Even though they could die in a suffocating, horrifying death, would you want that for your your family. There's a son on board. Shame on you. And it turns out that same person had actually hunted humans for sport. Yeah, not like he was going to kill them, but he said he paid a person like $50 to run through the forest, maybe a homeless guy to run through the forest for him, and then he was going to catch him, and he's like, yes, catching humans is the ultimate prey or something like that. And like he didn't, you know, obviously he didn't like shoot him or anything, but he was paying money to hunt humans for sport. Again, like these are not good people. Billionaire brain, it already, you can see how much it corrodes people, right? Like they're not normal. They don't speak like human beings. They laugh like fucking alien robots, you know, like not even just aliens, the robots of aliens. Where, ha, ha, and you're like, holy fuck, what is happening to your face right now? That is not normal. None of this is normal. Like, Mark Zuckerberg does streams to try and appear more human. He did a live stream where he tried to talk about smoking meats, as if that was the most relatable thing that he could think that he too enjoyed, as the human race does as well. Just to be like, here I am with my human friends here at the pool as we smoking these meats. Can't wait till the smoked meats are ready for consumption. We will then turn the carbon into energy, as fellow humans do, correct? And you're like, damn, like you are weird as fuck. Weird as fuck. And by the way, Team Zuckerberg here, all right? Team Zuck. I am Team Zuck all the way. I have seen Zuck. People don't know this, but Zuck actually does a little bit of fighting. He's actually one of those weirdo fucking billionaire tech bros who also is like, but I do need to train in the arts because you never know kind of thing. So I can't wait to see Zuckerberg fucking take on Elon Musk. Yeah, so if you don't know, apparently billionaires fighting each other is a new thing that I'm so here for. Because like, again, fighting, professional boxing, and boxing on any caliber can have detrimental effects to, again, human health and the mind. Imagine what it'll do to the billionaire brains, you know? Like, they're going to be fucking marrying Tamagotchis by the end of that round. I can't wait to see it. I think that Zuckerberg is effectively going to train and become so feral. He's going to starve himself, just a little bit of smoked meats every now and then, a couple crumbs just to keep him, you know, nice and hungry, sleeping in like a cocoon of his own making. And then he's just going to be released feral. They won't even show him beforehand. There won't even be like one of those size ups where they look at each other, they square up or anything like that. They're just going to be like, Zuckerberg was unable to attend, but he will be there for the event. Mark our words. And then they'll just bring out some weird box, you know, some kind of like, you know, like a coffin or something. And then like a couple dudes just run out with axes, smash that shit, and then a feral fucking Zuckerberg gets out there and just like goes after him. Elon won't know what the fuck to do. It's going to be wild. You'll just hear that like paralyzing fear in his eyes as he realizes he's made such a poor calculated decision. And I'm so here for it. Let the billionaires beat the fuck out of each other. Everyone wins.
Yeah, there was a group of people in the industry who wrote a draft letter to OceanGate, and we spoke to one of those signatories yesterday, and he was saying the problem they had was not that it wasn't up to safety standards, but that OceanGate did not even try to get the submersible passed or approved by these international organizations that typically certify the safety of.
Musk is 39 and sorry, Zuckerberg is 39 and Musk is 51. Yeah, I mean, normally I would probably criticize aspects of that, considering neither of them are pro fighters. Like, when you get that kind of a matchup, it makes sense if one of them is just like a goat, you know? Like, if one of them is Mike Tyson, and it's like an older Mike Tyson is going to fight a middle-aged individual who's not a pro fighter, then you're like, okay, fine. Like, that makes a bit more sense. In this case, like, while that does seem kind of unfair, I don't want it to not happen, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut about this one. You know what? They're billionaires. Age has no meaning. They have adrenochrome. They have all the finest, you know, youth blood that money can buy. They can get whatever they need. Elon Musk can he can plus 12 before he gets in there, charisma, and he'll do fine, you know? Just go for it.
Submersibles. Experts say submersibles.
Mike Tyson will still knock people out. I've seen it. Have you seen that white dude on the plane who was just like chirping him? I was like, what the fuck did you think? That's Mike Tyson. Have you seen Mike Tyson fight? God damn. Like, that was my generation. I'm not even a huge boxing fan, but like I was mesmerized by Mike Tyson's fucking ferocity.
Unlike boats, incredible. Are largely unregulated, especially because they operate in international waters. There is something called the Passenger Vessel Safety Act that regulates submersibles carrying passengers, but that did not cover the Titan, according to experts, because the vessel doesn't fly an American flag or operate in American waters.
You know, Roxana, one of the things that has been mentioned over and over by experts, and I'm seeing this tweet where they're saying a debris field was discovered within the search area by an ROV near the Titanic. Experts within the Unified Command are evaluating the information for the next press.
Oh, here's one of the examples I was talking to you about reporters just not ready for the truth.
Do you have optimism that they are going to be able to find this vessel?
No.
That's a hard answer to hear.
He's just being accurate, though. It's just like, if you look at this, like, I know nothing about this. Most people don't. I think all of us have had to learn so much about deep sea exploration in the past couple days as a result of how popular the story is. But once you start, like, you know, getting in the info, getting the facts in, you know, everything starts coming in fast and furious. Like, this is so wild that they decided to do this. Why anyone would agree to this. And I'm actually astonished that it took this long for a disaster to happen. To be totally honest with you, yeah, straight up, like, everything about this, everything on paper is bad, bad, bad. It just, one of those things was like, first off, just in general, I do not want to go into small cylinder tubes deep into the depths of the ocean. That's not one of the explorations I need to do in my life. I'd rather, I don't know, explore a cave or something, or like a tropical rainforest or something. You know, I'll have adventures, okay? I've been to Machu Picchu, stuff like that, but like, I don't need this. I don't need this. But then when you just cross off the list, the Logitech controller, the 1 in 5 success rate, the 2 hours descent time, the fact that this vessel is not actually supposed to go to these kind of depths, the fact that most vessels aren't supposed to go to these kind of depths, the fact that like nuclear submarines usually don't go to these kind of depths. I was like, but why? Why are we doing this? Please don't do this.
Briefing, and they provide a link.
Oh yeah, and we'll lock you from the outside. Even in the unlikely scenario that you're able to ascend for whatever reason, if you had a problem and you're outside of the range that you can communicate with us, you best hope that we find you, or someone does, because you cannot get out. You are sealed in there until you are not, from the outside.
You know, the hope was, or has been, that if the vessel was still whole, basically.
Okay, hello, he said
that.
Oh, I was gonna do something on this. You know what? I don't watch enough He Said Us. This is like the secondary channel of this individual, but I've liked everything else he puts out there. Okay, well, let me do a little of my own stuff, because I did have some things ready, all right? I did want to talk about the sun. Obviously, this story, as outrageous as it is, and you know, you can see everyone showing their true colors, there's always the crowd that's going to be like, well, you need to show decorum at a time like this, and we must definitely pray, and pray strongly for the survival of those inside. And meanwhile, a lot of the internet is just being like, you mean a bunch of billionaires that actually chose this, and they paid lots of money for this, when on paper, any regular person would be like, this is one of the most ridiculous ideas I have ever heard. This, again, nightmare fuel of the highest order. This is the shit that should be in a Black Mirror episode. You don't even need a twist. You know, it doesn't need to be one of those dark surprised endings where you're like, oh, that's way creepier than I thought it was going to be. Damn, wow, oh, that Black Mirror episode really took a turn. No, just the premise alone. The turn is in the beginning, you know? It's like, okay, let's go down in the tube and let's go through all the list here. You know, we don't have any kind of a signal. There's no emergency mechanism. We'll run out of oxygen in 4 days. 2 hours descent time, controlled by a Logitech controller. Bathroom with the curtain in the corner. Gets really cold below. Oh, no, sorry, 0 degrees freezing. We're going to see what happens here. 1 in 5 trips don't make it, and then if you do make it, there's a whole problem with the whole pressure collapsing the entire thing and killing you instantaneously. Oh wow, this is gonna be a scary episode of Black Mirror. All right.
One of the billionaires that's missing on the water from that submarine. One of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right?
Cardi B going in and.
No, I just want the rest of Cardi B. She was on fire. She had such a great fucking little spiel there.
Well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes.
Brian clapped right.
Like, I saw this when she first posted it. 100%. I mean, yeah, she puts it really clearly. She's like, I'd rather be poor and loved than rich and whatever the fuck this is. Because, yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. The stepson of the billionaire started becoming very famous in his own right on the internet for a number of things. Obviously, going to Blink-182 concerts, posting pictures from it. And then began the strange. As more information surfaced, it turns out that he is both a serial harasser who is known for stalking and harassing women at EDM festivals. So much so, and I kid you not, that he has actually called in death threats, to the point where big name artists such as Local BC legend from Kelowna, Excision, the dubstep master. Excision has banned him from EDM festivals. So Brian, Audio Guy 182, hits back, says, "What a piece of shit, trashy celebrity. Cardi B, trying to get clout off me and my family's suffering. I went to a Blink 182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class. Get some class, Cardi. Damn," says Mr. Classy. So here's Mr. Classy. Threatened to shoot up an EDM festival. Allegations against Hamish Harding's stepson surface online amid Blink 182 backlash. Oh no. Allegations against British businessman and pilot Hamish Harding's stepson, Brian Szasz, surfaced on the internet after he was spotted attending a Blink 182 concert to cope with life's toughest times. So you all know about the shipwreck. You've seen the photo already, of course. He said, "It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at a Blink 182 show as it's my favorite band and music helps me in difficult times." And so, of course, you know, Cardi B released that really, I would say, damning and appropriate statement about this entire thing. He went on then to do some horny posting because there was a sex worker who was showing her posterior in a photo saying, "Would you like me to sit on your face?" And he responded with a quote tweet saying, "Yes, please," which, of course, you know, horny posting through the tragedy, as people do. Twitter was shocked with Hamish Harding's son's criminal past. In July 2021, Hamish Harding's stepson, Brian Szasz, was called out online for sending several text, tweeting threads, and terrorizing messages to women in the rave community. As per the outlet Xron Music, after being called out for harassment by women in the rave community, Brian Szasz posted several tweets threatening people of a massacre at the Excision and Millennium's trilogy shows that were scheduled to happen in Las Vegas at the time. The publication reports that Brian tweeted that it was funny that the women who accused him of harassing them think they are safe at the trilogy and that he will encounter them there. The threats were immediately reported to the teams of Excision and Millennium, and they took action. And good for them. I'm glad to hear, because I'm a fan of both of them, that they're you know, taking this shit seriously. Yes, my team and I are aware of the situation and are working with authorities and the stadium on it. My number one priority at any show is for fans to feel safe. We'll take all threats seriously, and anyone who makes them will be reported to the police and not allowed into the venue. Both Excision and Millennium claim that Brian Szasz' tickets have been cancelled. Furthermore, after Brian's terroristic and unsafe threats, Twitter user Flipsicle announced on June 30th that a man had been arrested for stalking and is in custody at the San Diego PD, charged with felony and a $100,000 bond. After Hamish Harding's stepson's picture and his attending Blink 182 concert went viral, people began pointing out his past and disturbing allegations that were shocked by the individual. Some of the Twitter reactions were blah blah blah. So apparently he's a very, very bad person in addition to everything else. Cardi B had some thoughts. I think we already went through that. So Cardi ended up fucking just smoking him a couple times because, like, of course. Here, we'll just play the whole thing if you haven't seen it.
That's missing on the water from that submarine shit. One of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink 182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and shit. Like, isn't it sad that you a whole fucking billionaire and nobody gives a fuck about you? Like you missing, and motherfuckers is ready to shake dicks at concert.
Yeah, no lies detected, obviously. Now, I saw that obviously he went after her, and then I don't know why you would do that. Why would you choose violence against Cardi B? So obviously Cardi B absolutely nuked him out of orbit online because it's Cardi B. I thought that was enough, and I thought that's why his Twitter account just got deleted. I thought he just kind of nuked himself. Turns out I was wrong. Turns out he actually started going on a pretty racist tirade against black people and then eventually dropped the N-word. That's apparently what happened. I guess he leveled up to full-blown white supremacist. Yeah.
Okay, hello, he said us. I am making a last-minute video as I was editing my main video on the Titanic submarine sinking and getting lost. I was making that original video, which I'll link below. It's on my second channel. It's like 20 minutes long.
Almost as bad as people who say this. Oh, sorry. Oh, I said it. Oh no, am I gonna get roasted? Has it made it into the Twitch fucking lexicon of slurs yet? I meant to say the second C word, not the first C word. We also know that's the bad C word, of course, but the second C word. I happen to be both C words, by the way. Yeah. Sure. But I can't use the two C words to refer to myself, even though I am both of the C words, you know? What if I said things like I'm not even gonna say it. Twitch is too sensitive, you know? God, the white fragility of this site, I tell ya. Can't even use it. I can't even reclaim them. I can't even reclaim either of them. I can't reclaim. I can't say the words. I have to say the C words.
Continue to talk about something that I think is just bizarre. If you saw the other video, I'll still explain it here, but one of the guys who is stuck on this submarine and who is most likely, unfortunately, dead.
Oh yeah, I knew that, Myri. I knew that, like, not only is that something they should have had, it had actually previously been discussed and mentioned that we should install that. Like, why wouldn't we? It's not that expensive relative to what you could save.
By now, his stepson has been getting into trouble on Twitter. It's the stepson of this billionaire. I said that so weird. It's the stepson of this billionaire named Hamish Harding, who was aboard the missing submarine that was going to look at the Titanic. And the stepson is on Twitter. And if you didn't see the story, I'll go through what I talked about really fast. But he tweeted, you know, thanks for the love and support. My stepdad, Hamish Harding, is on this submarine. Thoughts and prayers. Then he tweets out a Blink-182 concert, and he is, like, very obviously at the Blink-182 concert while his...
Oh, yeah, and getting wrecked. But, okay, we've gone this far. I'm going to get past this in the timeline, because I gotta know the full story as to why I got roasted.
And also threatened to one at Millennium last year, and also got arrested for stalking DJs, but he got off because his dad is in the FBI. Can you believe that? I'm like, what's going on? How is this guy's stepson in?
Oh, this, like, okay, if anyone's seen Community, there's an episode of Community where there's something they call a whale, and the whale's coming to the school, and, like, this is not a spoiler for the show, don't worry, you don't have to turn away, but anyways, they have to please this whale in every way, shape, or form, and the whale's just a Failson billionaire fucking piece of shit, and, like, they do a half-decent job of just showing what narcissistic pieces of, like, they have no bearing on reality. They don't live in the normal world. They never grew up with rules, regulations, and fears. Anything they ever wanted they could have, and any problem they ever got themselves into, their parents could get them out of. It's one of the reasons why, like, you know, a lot of really wealthy children usually have really high rates of addiction and other stuff like that, because again, they don't have to worry about the consequences of it. They don't have to worry about the consequences of their action. Their rich ass daddies will get them out of any situation. So that's 100% what we got here. But you can just see how it's like, it's completely distorted his mind. And like, he kind of just, you know, he was already a well-known story, obviously, because he's like a serial harasser slash, like, you know, threatens terrorism at EDM festivals, dude. So that's like what he was known for. But now, because this is the biggest story in the world, he just got the spotlight put on him, you know, and now the whole world kind of just like, boom, you know, just like, oh, this dude, what the fuck?
Two different controversies, and everyone already forgot what he did before, I guess. Maybe if I was in the EDM community, I would remember, though. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't. Dude, even Millennium themselves tweeted about him and the threats and everything. He was arrested for stalking, and he's in the custody of San Diego PD, charged with a felony. That's insane. Not my stalker going viral on here for having a billionaire stepdad. Before the news reports came out, I was half convinced that dude tried to follow through on previous threats and had something to do with BW. Like, I was waiting to see this dude's name make an appearance again for some sort of drama. I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, he put the spotlight on himself. I have zero fucking sympathy. Okay, like, oh, I'm having a hard time online. Guess I gotta go to Blink-182. Now everyone's making fun of me online. Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you're a full-on harasser. You've been stalking women. You've been kicked out of EDM festivals. Fucking big ass names know of you, and know you by name, and are fucking rejecting your tickets to their shows because, like, oh, fuck that guy.
Drama. Oh my god. So I guess people do know. Finding out the Blink-182 submarine stepson was jailed for... That's crazy. Okay, but it gets crazier, because then I keep looking at his Twitter, and okay, look at this. The media is incredibly insensitive during these tragic times. 1 hour ago, he put that on his Twitter. He follows it up by saying, quit.
I hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't seen it yet. I had not seen it. I hadn't seen the moment in question. Sorry, what provoked this one? After this one? The media is incredibly insensitive during these tragic times. I mean, I think he would have done a better job here, and good walk away. I think he would have done a better job here had you looked at like what happened in between. Maybe look at some of the likes, look at the replies, look at some of the quote tweets that were going, because it does seem jarring. But hey, a racist is as racist does. Okay, so yes, as a massive ass son of a billionaire racist is going to do, he's probably just randomly going to be like, well, totally appropriate for me to do this thing now. No consequences for my actions ever.
This is bizarre. Quit tripping. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no. We'll skip past that.
Showing that he went.
I didn't know about this one. He did it for the gram. Oh no, it wasn't about the civil rights movement at all. It was about fucking, you know, just want people to know what I'm about one day of my life. No, you know, come on. This is the Failson billionaire equivalent of fucking Nancy Pelosi doing the kneel. The exact same thing, same energy.
Clean up your room.
Skipping Pixie, thank you. Yeah, Year of the Strange, 2023. I told y'all. I called the Year of the Strange.
I feel like someone like made the account before.
Oh yeah, no. He's definitely what Get Out was about. Yeah, no, the well-to-do fucking wealthy progressive. I don't even know if he's that. I think he's a hardcore racist who just was like, "What's everyone doing?" Oh, a lot of social media posts about this. Hey, some of my musical heroes. What's that? Blink-182 says Black Lives Matter. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, but this lines up with stuff that's happened to him before. Then he says, pray for me. Then he says, I'm gonna take a nap. Then he says, pray for my family, please. And then that's it so far. Oh my god.
Oh, he posted these recently. Oh, he posted these as a response to his racism, but he did not delete the racism. Damn. Yeah, that's extra strange. That's a weird ass white flex right there. That's no, calm down, everyone. I have the pass. I'll prove it. Look.
This is wild. And this is the photo. That started it all.
Oh my god.
So I think that's where we are with the stepson. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, so just a massive ass racist. Fucking, yeah. Goodbye. So yeah, his account's gone. It has since been deleted, I would assume for racism, probably dropping the N-word, you know. So have we heard the end of Audio Guy 182? I don't know. I can't say. I have a feeling that he will have more in store for us later. There's certainly a lot of fucking bizarre ass stalker terrorist energy going on there. Oh my. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
Thank you kindly to our Lord and Saviors Peyton L. Just and Xander Corvus. Without you, we are nothing. And now, a shout out to our Knights of the Square Table. Amazing Flesh, Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, DM Rivera, Doug Cady, Everything Important, Hegbard Celine, Izzy Solidarity, La Media Panza, Matthew Scarborough, Multimondi, Nettle, Omni, Peanut Butter Blonde, Political Papi, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Kubi, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Dimmel, Thomas, Trevbot EXE, Lucidry, Words Greenwood, Cheryl Alvarez, Tony Perkins, Thomas, O'Pecker, Travis McClinton, and Victoria Bell. Thank you so much. And a huge shout out to all the other people who make this entire show possible. Without you, it would not exist. If you can support us, please go to patreon.com/theserfs, and even $1 can help unlock all of the little goodies and help make this show entirely possible.